I have no idea what to do here other than to maybe bring up my brief career as a distributor of pornography. Hear me out. So here's the thing. I was around, oh, this is a hell of a start to this story. I was around 14 years old. It is March break, and I'm bored. I am a very pasty white boy living in the north of Toronto. There's nothing to do. I get a phone call from a dude, and his name is Ian, and he goes, "Mike, you have to come to my place. I have something really, really cool." I said, "Okay." He said, "Yeah, bring Dave." Okay. So I get Dave. We go to Ian's place, and Ian does have something really, really cool. He has 60 glossy West German hardcore pornographic magazines. 60. And they leave absolutely nothing to the imagination, man. Like, this is the early 80s, and they're thick, and they're very, very shiny. And there are things in these magazines that I did not imagine were physically possible or desirable, but there they are in stunningly good focus, because, Germans, they have really good cameras, really great focus. And not only are they particularly explicit, they are ecumenical in their approach towards one's preference, okay? So there are gentlemen pleasing ladies, ladies pleasing gentlemen, gentlemen pleasing gentlemen, ladies pleasing gentlemen, and a lot of pictures of people taking care of business all by themselves. I had an entire education. Like what if the entire Kama Sutra was downloaded into your head in less than 15 seconds? In around 15 minutes, I kept thinking, you can't do. Oh, well, apparently they can. Oh, I want to do that someday. Yeah, not with him. But well, I don't know. Actually, it's making it look good. And we're looking at Ian saying, "Where did you get these?" And now Ian was kind of weird. He was very, very Catholic. I mean, obviously not Catholic. He had pornographic magazines. But he had this really big blended family. He had like 7 or 8 brothers and sisters because his father remarried, and it's really complicated. And we're looking at these magazines, and we're saying, well, these are incredible. And one of his brothers is there. This guy named James. James goes, "Guys, go for the pudgy ones. You know why? Because pudgy chicks are this nation's untapped resource of nookie." Okay, so perhaps not the portrait of sexual sophistication. I was 14, David was 14, Ian was 13. James, he was 33. Well, it's that big blended family. He's the older brother. He was in the Canadian Forces. He had been working at the CFB base in Germany. Thus, the magazines, which for reasons best known to himself, he brought back to Canada. This is where the distribution comes in. He wanted Ian and David and myself to take these magazines to downtown Toronto to the kind of used bookstore that sold used or previously loved pornography, and to sell them on his behalf. Want to know why? Because he wanted to go to officer training school. He could not be seen walking into a dirty bookstore. Okay, I am 14 years old. I know nothing about anything other than the fact that this is a horrible, horrible idea. And we say, we can't even get into those bookstores. We're under 18. James is going, "No, you can't buy anything in those bookstores, but you can go in and sell stuff, I think." And the deal is, we're going to take them downtown, and we would get 25% of the yield. And then we're not going to do it. Then he said maybe 35%. By the time it's 50%, he gives up. And this kind of goes away from our consciousness, except for the images, which were quite distinct. For around a month, his brother gets put back into Germany in the army, but he left the magazines. So Ian, Dave, and myself, 60 hardcore West German pornographic magazines. That's 20 apiece. Our idea was maybe we should try to sell them, but we have to look at the yield first. We don't want to sell a bad product, right? So we get 20 magazines, and we review them carefully for a while, and then we trade 20 to the other guy, and so on and so on. Good times, very, very good times. But all young love, eventually it gets to the point where it's it's not that we don't love the pornography, it's that we're not in love with the pornography anymore. Pornography is desensitizing, and it's terrible, and it's bad mentally, and so on. Make that case if you want. We gave up these magazines because we started looking at the Porsche ads and the stereo ads with much more interest. How many times can you see someone dressed up as a naughty French maid and not think, I know where this is going? Oh, there's the butler. There's the pizza. Oh, yeah. Oh, goodness me. I wonder how this is going to end. So eventually, we thought, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the magazines. We will take them to school on a Friday, stick them in our lockers. At the end of the day, we go to downtown Toronto. We hit the used bookstores. If we can sell them, we will take the money and we will invest it in pizza and video games. If we can't get any money, we're going to either leave them all in a dumpster or we're going to distribute them on the subway so people have something to read on the way home in rush hour. And it was a great idea. And it would have worked, too. Except for one thing. By the time we had, the bloom was off the rose of the pornographic magazines, it was around May. It was close to the May 2-4. So we took all these magazines to school, thick, glossy, West German, hardcore pornographic magazines. The thing is, I played hockey. David played hockey. We could not fit them in our locker because we had hockey equipment. So we have to give them to Ian because he doesn't play hockey. He's got all 60 in his locker. It's close to the May 2-4. Somebody brings fireworks to school, lets them off in the downstairs hallway. Boom! No fire, but a lot of smoke. Sets off the fire alarms. The fire department shows up. And we all know what this means, don't we? Locker check! We all go to our lockers. We open them up. Gym teacher is walking up and down, saying, open that bag. Okay, Derbecker, open the bag. David, open the bag. They get to Ian's. He's got 3 Adidas heavy bags at the bottom of his locker. He goes, okay, what are in those? He takes them out. And we've parceled them into parcels of 5. So he opens a bag and he takes out stack after stack after stack after stack after stack of West German glossy hardcore pornographic magazines. Gym teacher looks at him and goes, oh my God, Ian, you're a one-man orgy. Abbreviated, that comes down to the OMO, which was his nickname for the balance of junior high and university and high school. And I saw him around 5 years ago. He's out. He's perfectly respectable. He's gone into investment banking. I met him at the bank I used to work at, and I said, hey, it's the OMO. And for a moment, he's like, oh, forgot. And then there was this moment of pride. Because if one man had to do it, he was that one man. That's my pornographic story. Thank you very much.